Come on.
We were completely ambivalent, actually. It's not against the extension because we were so cut off from the process, but now that it has been extended, we feel that if it is to go forward, then as the DNC, we should feel like participants.
So how often do you connect with Tom?
Honestly, Richard Cunningham has been our representative. I believe that he's going to meetings, but again, the board effectively, we don't.
So you don't reach out to him at all?
We did initially, when the co-chair changes were made in April. This was the main contact for determining what the process should be. And we feel that there was a loss of control in the process due to the makeup of the particular committees that we tried to go to, and that we were rejected from the process effectively. So we've withdrawn since then.
Effectively, I'm trying to understand what you tried and why it didn't work.
Because
I don't want to propose a solution that's the same thing and doesn't work for the same reasons. Right?
No, I think a solution would be seats on the lap. Seats on the lap that have been abandoned or vacated by people that were previously given these seats and are not occupying them. If they're not interested in participating in the planning of their neighborhood, then we have plenty of people that are.
Is Herb able to come to your meetings?
Herb is absolutely able to come.
Kind of uninvited some folks.
No.
He was recently asked not to come to the general meeting.
Yeah. This was a general meeting, but we've never restricted him from coming to a board meeting, and he is not, and he is still a board member. So honestly, if you were to look at the reasons are historical, and we believe that this points to a mistake in the way the LAP was formulated. Because I don't know if it's still true, but it was certainly true for a while, that as part of his co-chair responsibilities, his phone was paid, his internet was paid, and these monies did not go through the DNC. So therefore he was responsible to an organization which was not the DNC. Therefore he did not feel like he had any reporting duties or any responsibility to the DNC, and this was a mistake of process. This other organization is not the DNC, and everybody knows who that organization is.
Yeah.
He speaks for our room.
Right. So this was a mistake from the beginning. This gave control to an organization that was not the DNC, and
you couldn't have stopped CCAP from paying Herb's phone. You know what I'm saying? And it sounds like that problem is
you couldn't. But what we could do is have respect for our change of co-chair,
right.
Because that is naming the organization as a process participant.
Yeah.
But it has been confusing for myself and for
Absolutely.
Tom.
It's been,
We're not sure who represents what.
You know, of course, and there's claims.
We are trying to keep the room safe, but it does compete.
Of course, and there are opposing claims on all sides.
Yeah.
What we have is we have a registered society, registered in BC. We have a legal board. We were named in the city council motion.
Yeah.
And have you been in discussion with BCS at all?
We actually requested a meeting with the BCS board at approximately the same time back in April.
Okay.
What I was told is that their board meetings were only every 6 weeks or so.
Yeah,
So then, and their next meeting had a full agenda, and my response was, let us know when the meeting is open, when you can fit us in the agenda, and there has been no response. That's so far our response to our effort to reach out to BCS to find out what's going on from their end.
Okay, well, so on the co-chair issue, it sounds like, and I heard you on all of it's helpful to have the context and the sort of issues that have come along, but as far as Tom or a staff person would reasonably believe, because of the deal that you cut, that Herb and Richard are the chairs, right? So staff have been respecting what they believe is the framework they're working in. So I think it would mean sitting down with Tom and trying to action plan, and the other co-chair like BCS. That's why I bring them up, like figuring out how that, what they feel they would need to do to make sure it's a safe environment for the other co-chair.
Okay.
So that's co-chair plus BCS plus Tom plus Kevin meeting. Okay, because I mean, it's one thing to say, yeah, sure, appoint the co-chair, but as you point out, creating a safe environment is really the key here, right? So.
Well, that's right. I mean, effectively, we had to make a deal because the actual practical aspect of Richard being co-chair,
Yeah.
There were meetings where he was yelled at.
Right.
In an open forum.
Yeah.
It was, that's right.
So what's happening there, but it'd probably be good to have a workshop of some kind.
That's easy. Like,
Yeah?
That's no
Okay.
problem at all.
So if
Even
we-
to take you through the materials we brought out in June with working directions and the chat, like all that's no
Yeah.
problem. Because we're trying to broaden out the outreach coming up anyway. We're just trying to get these chapters done and then have a broader conversation. But that's no problem at all.
feels like
Regardless of all this stuff, that's
Yeah.
it.
it feels like that would be a bit of a priority, especially in preparation
Yeah.
for co-chairs and potential replacements
Yeah, that's
to be up
easy.
to state. Okay. And I'm guessing that's like, it's a lot, right? There's 8 sub-areas and each one has like an economic, a housing, a health, and there's a lot
Yeah.
of stuff there, so.
But it's probably easier for us to talk you through it than make you read 100 pages.
Yeah. You can do both if you want, but I
No,
think
you're
that's
welcome.
like a 3 or 4 hour meeting, not a 45-minute presentation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I need Tom back.
Okay. So I'll leave that in Tom's and Kevin's hands
Yeah.
to figure that out.
Tom's back, I think, Wednesday.
In terms of the document, may not, like, there might be a one-line recommendation. There was probably hundreds of hours that went into negotiating that, so it'd just be helpful to have that.